What's the safest type of chiropractic adjustment? We have a comment here from one of our videos asking about what's the safest way to adjust based on my professional opinion. Here they do mention activator, they say neck cracking, so that'd be, I guess, the more traditional adjustments as most people would think of them, the way that we adjust knee, chest. And of course, there's other different ways as well, whether it's going to be other soft tissue techniques or whether it's going to be, say, like a drop piece that someone may use for Blair. And they mentioned here, I can't really be seeing all of the comments, but that they were faced up, their head dropped, and they heard a sound in their neck when they were adjusting the C1. To be honest, for a more what we call rotary adjustment, which that's what that sounds like in your comment, I think it's not that effective in terms of adjusting something like a C1. Usually it's more C2 down that's going to be as effective. C1 is quite difficult to get to, so really you need more specialized upper cervical techniques to get to that. But in terms of mentioning about the safety, to be very honest, almost all chiropractic techniques, as long as they're true chiropractic techniques, not something that someone's pretending is chiropractic, are very safe as long as there has been an adequate history, physical examination, and any other needed tests, whether that means x-rays, MRIs, or other advanced imaging. As long as the chiropractor has those and they can then rule out anything that's underlying, then this actually would be generally very safe. In terms of the safety levels, there's some of the statistics I've seen over the years, which would range somewhere in the range of, I think it's something like 1 in 3 to 5 million is the chance that something goes wrong with chiropractic. To give people a bit of parity, 1 in 50,000 is a chance something going wrong with Panadol. And Panadol is extremely safe. But by that statistic, chiropractic is somewhere in the range of 60 to 100 times safer than Panadol, which again is an extremely, extremely safe over-the-counter medication. Really, though, the safety comes down to, number one, the practitioner's training, but pretty much everybody, as long as they've been to a normal institution, should have great education, great training. The real issue is going to come down to if they've done an adequate history, so they've picked up anything that may be underlying in your case, any potential red flags. If maybe, say, someone had an old accident or injury that they didn't know about, or maybe they haven't sent for x-rays, they haven't seen anything that may be underlying, that's where any potential risk would come from. Of course, like any healthcare procedure, nothing is 100% safe. There's always potential risks, but they are extremely low for chiropractic. It's something you can see even in something like, say, the insurance. The insurance that we pay as a chiropractor, not just for myself, but for the whole clinic, is far less than it would be for not just a medical doctor, but even for a dentist. And again, it's nothing against the doctor or the dentist. They're both great practitioners. But our insurance is significantly lower because the risk of something happening is also significantly lower. In terms of these techniques, if you are concerned about the pressure or the feeling of it, because a lot of people can be more concerned about adjustments to the neck, even if, again, it is something statistically very, very safe, then I would advise maybe looking for someone who does something more like a drop piece or something upper cervical. All of these are quite gentle techniques. Something like activator is extremely gentle. Personally, I would not use an activator unless it's for a child or someone who is elderly or maybe has osteoporosis, something where it needs to be extremely gentle. But it still can be a very effective technique, particularly with somebody who has extensive training in activator techniques. So to summarize, to be honest, they're all very safe techniques. The real thing comes down to what kind of testing the person has done, making sure they've done their due diligence, making sure they've actually gone through a case properly. That's where the safety comes from. In terms of techniques, the only thing I definitely 100% would advise against is what they call the ring digger. So that's the one you may see like, the Y strap where they put this and they pull really hard. I will never believe that this is a good thing. I'm always going to be against that. Everything else, as long as it's a guarantee, and it's not a guarantee, it's an actual real chiropractic technique, not something that some guy has made up because they think it's a good idea, but something that actually has some level of protocol, of research, of reasoning behind it, then there are some great techniques, and research shows they are extremely safe.